Big news, and it is big news. The Senate parliamentarian says only one new budget resolution and one reconciliation package. That's it, all in one package. And I reckon that's going to make things harder and harder to get done, which pleases me no end. Let's ask Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty, who has a view on this. Senator, welcome back, as always. I regard this as a plus. There's no emergencies. They can't redo what they did last winter. They can't have 2 or even 3 reconciliation packages. They're going to have to lump in all the tax hikes, right? All the so-called soft spending entitlements on soft infrastructure and hard infrastructure. If that be the case, doesn't that make it real hard to get done?
I think it's going to make it very hard within their own party. You've got Joe Manchin, you've got Kyrsten Sinema. They're going to have a hard time with this, Larry. And I agree with you. It's going to make it more difficult. I also think they've taken this move, though, to put more pressure on the negotiations that are taking place right now on the infrastructure package. Schumer can then show this as a backstop, but I don't think it's going to work in that regard. I don't think we should let it pressure us.
You know, I've been thinking, Senator, that the hours are growing shorter before Schumer and company just roll over the Republicans. They just like one of those bread-making rolling pins or whatever it is. They're just going to roll over poor Shelley Moore Capito, and that's just say, that's it, we're out of here, and then just flood it. In other words, taxes, spending, health care, everything you want. They'll just have to do that. They can't compromise.
That's certainly been the tilt or the direction they've been taking this entire year. From the moment they took power, and Larry, I'll remind you and all of our viewers, this is a 50-50 Senate. Schumer only holds the gavel because Kamala Harris is the vice president right now. So they are trying to take advantage of this as if they were, with a sweeping majority, and that's not the case whatsoever. That's why they're using these parliamentary budget tricks. They're trying to pull yet another rabbit out of the hat from a parliamentary standpoint to come up with a way to shove their socialist agenda through, and I think we're going to stand firm against it.
I'm thinking, Senator, they might not get it through the House, because there's a half a dozen House Democrat, pro-business, call them what you want, moderates. I know several of them, pretty good guys. The only thing they really were hoping for is restoration of the SALT deduction, but they're not going to get that. And so having not gotten that, they're not going to want a higher death tax. They're not going to hire capital gains taxes. They come from fairly, affluent suburban areas. I don't think this thing goes through the House.
Well, these policies are going to be incredibly unpopular with the American public because they're going to put a damper on the economy at a time when we need to come out of this recession. You were part of it, Larry. The 2017 Tax Cut and Jobs Act, the deregulation that we undertook, our economy was a juggernaut. We were going faster than any other economy in the world. It was the best economy I can remember in my lifetime, Larry, where every demographic group was making progress. You name it. Women, Hispanic, black, everyone was moving forward with record low unemployment, higher wage growth even for blue collar than for white collar workers. We were on a roll. And what the Biden administration is trying to do is find some backdoor to undo all of the success from the Trump administration.
Actually, I think, Senator, you're still on a roll. One more point, if I may. This could be the most fun of all. There is, as you may know, an unrestricted debt limitation, which is going to have to go through one way or another. Now, we've had debt limits for the last 40 or 50 years. I know they come to nothing. I know they don't mean anything. But they're very messy, and they take a long time to sort through. And people hang on and stuff like. So I'm just thinking, besides all the other problems Democrats have, we're going to have to go through a debt limit ceiling discussion, which could absolutely stop everything, which would not make me shed any crocodile tears.
Well, I understand exactly what you're saying, Larry, and we need some backstop, some pressure from this effort by the Democrats to steamroll the socialist agenda. This may well be the case where we actually bring it to an end. But what they're trying to do is redefine all types of socialist programs as, quote, infrastructure. You and I know what infrastructure is: roads, bridges, highways, waterways, airports, even broadband. They're trying to jam everything through, and I don't think the American public is going to stand for this.
Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty, as always, thank you, sir. We appreciate it very much. See you soon.